Nikola Tesla, a name we all know well, has gone down in history as an extraordinary physicist and inventor. Unfortunately, many of Tesla's innovative ideas failed to materialize due to a lack of financial support. Today, we're going to delve into these incredible inventions. Wardenclyffe Tower. Upon returning to New York from Colorado, Tesla published a remarkable article in Century magazine. In this article, he shared his theories on how solar energy could be collected through an antenna. According to Tesla, this technology would allow us to control the weather and provide wireless communication. The famous American banker, J.P. Morgan, showed considerable interest in this technology. During their meeting, Tesla spoke about the limitless potential of wireless communication, especially the possibility of sending photos and letters instantly around the world. Tesla stated that with the realization of this technology, the Earth could be transformed into a giant brain. Morgan was quite impressed with his vision and offered Tesla $150,000 to build the transmission tower and power station. Tesla knew this amount wouldn't be enough to complete the project, but he couldn't risk refusing such financial support, so he accepted the offer and began construction of the Wardenclyffe Tower. Banker James Warden offered a site of over 800 acres on Long Island Sound. The tower was named Wardenclyffe in honor of Warden. It was to be 57 meters high and topped with a 55-ton steel sphere. There was a 36.5-meter deep shaft under the tower, and 16 iron pipes were placed in this shaft to a depth of 120 meters. Tesla stated that this design was necessary to resonate with the Earth's energy. However, the budget allocated for the tower construction proved insufficient. Tesla informed J.P. Morgan about this financial problem. But Morgan was now having doubts about whether Tesla would succeed in this project and was hesitant to provide additional financial support. In December 1901, news broke that Guglielmo Marconi had transmitted a radio signal across the Atlantic Ocean. Tesla wasn't surprised by this achievement, as he believed Marconi had used his patent to achieve this. Morgan, on the other hand, thought Marconi's system was not only functional, but also cost-effective, and flatly refused to provide Tesla with additional financial support. Just then, there was a major stock market crash, and the prices of the materials needed for the tower doubled. Lack of financial support and rising costs led to the cancellation of the project. In 1917, the U.S. government decided to demolish this unique structure. However, the tower was so solidly built that it could only be destroyed with a large explosion. Following this major setback, Tesla went into a deep depression and took a long time to recover. He said of his failure in the project, "This is not just a dream, it is simply a costly failure of electrical engineering." Earthquake machine. In 1898, Tesla nearly shook all of New York while adjusting a small machine. The instruments in his laboratory shook so violently that the building was in danger of collapsing. Explaining the cause of this tremor, Tesla stated that he was trying to adjust the vibrations according to the structure of the building during the experiments. When the heavy machinery in his lab started to move from the vibrations, Tesla grabbed a hammer and stopped the generator. He intervened, realizing that the building could not withstand these vibrations. However, this experiment caused the police and emergency services to arrive at the scene. Tesla did not accept responsibility for the incident, but this experiment gave him the idea to develop a generator to investigate the geological structure of the Earth and detect underground minerals. Although Tesla could not realize this seismic machine, today's scientists and engineers continue to use the principles that Tesla put forward as a concept. Tesla introduced his latest invention in the New York World newspaper with the aim of preventing wars. This project envisioned the use of wireless telegraph technology to create powerful explosions at sea. He stated that these powerful explosions would create waves large enough to overturn enemy fleets. The newspaper stated that thanks to this artificial wave, naval forces would be as vulnerable as paper boats that children put in the water. According to Tesla, this invention was a step towards bringing universal peace closer. Wireless energy. Towards the end of the 1890s, Tesla thought that electrical energy needed to be transmitted wirelessly due to the rarefied air conditions at high altitudes. He began to believe that it was possible to draw energy from the ionosphere. But he needed to find financial backing for this radical theory. This theory caught the attention of Tesla's friend Leonard Curtis and wealthy businessman Colonel John Jacob Astor. Astor made a $30,000 investment for Tesla's experiment. With financial backing, Tesla moved to Colorado in May 1899 and began setting up an experimental station on a site near Pikes Peak. Tesla's venture attracted public attention, especially with his claim that he would send a radio signal from Pikes Peak to Paris. During his work in Colorado, Tesla realized that the Earth was filled with natural electrical vibrations. He discovered that as lightning struck our planet, this energy spread from one side of the Earth to the other in the form of powerful waves. If the Earth was a great conductor, it was theoretically possible to transmit energy all over the planet. Tesla planned to create lightning-like energy waves to test this theory in practice. His laboratory in Colorado was quite remarkable. This building, which had a retractable roof, also had a 27-meter-high wooden tower for fire protection purposes. At the top of the tower was a 43-meter-high metal pole and a large copper sphere on top of it. Inside the wooden tower was a huge Tesla coil, specially designed by Tesla. On the day of the big experiment, all the equipment was carefully checked. Tesla told his assistant to operate the mechanism with the switch for only a short time. With activation, dazzling blue sparks appeared around the secondary coil. Seeing that the experiment was successful, Tesla ordered his assistant to stop the mechanism. However, an unexpected problem occurred during the experiment. El Paso Electric Company's dynamo was damaged, and there was a power outage in the city. The manager of the energy company demanded that Tesla compensate for the damage. Tesla's work in his Colorado Springs laboratory was not limited to this. He thought the ionosphere was an ideal medium for transmitting radio waves and decided to test this theory. He successfully recorded cosmic radio waves with sensitive instruments in his laboratory. However, since there was not enough knowledge about cosmic radio waves at that time, the scientific community met this claim of Tesla with skepticism. But today we know that cosmic radio waves exist and that the ionosphere is an excellent conductor for these waves. We understand Tesla's pioneering theory on this subject better today. Teleforce. From his childhood, Tesla's father taught him to develop a strong reaction against war. For this reason, the legendary inventor developed many ideas on how to effectively eliminate enemy armies during wartime. One of his most remarkable and controversial inventions is known as Teleforce. Tesla announced the concept of this device to the public in an article published in the New York Times on July 11, 1934. This device could disable 10,000 troops 400 kilometers away. The working principle of the device was based on the use of ionized metal particles moving at a speed of about 500,000 kilometers per hour. The power of these particles could reach 100 billion watts to instantly neutralize the enemy. Although Teleforce was referred to as the death ray, Tesla emphasized that this definition was irrelevant to his project. According to him, it was not possible to produce rays at the required density, and the intensity of these rays decreased with increasing distance. For this reason, his project envisioned the use of particles instead of rays. Tesla realized that he needed a large amount of funding to bring this project to life. He applied to wealthy American businessman John Pierpont Morgan, who had previously provided financial support for some of his projects. However, due to a past disagreement, Morgan decided not to support Tesla. Tesla also presented this invention to British Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain, but this proposal was also ignored. As part of his worldwide search for financial support, Tesla presented the scientific basis of the project in a document entitled The New Art of Projecting Concentrated Non-Dispersive Energy Through Natural Media. In this document, he talked about a gas-tight vacuum tube and the ability to charge particles up to millions of volts. This idea caught the attention of Soviet arms officials in New York. Tesla was paid $25,000 for this information, but it is unclear exactly how this technology was presented to the Soviet government. A group of scientists from the University of Adelaide in Australia worked on this concept and developed a prototype. Who knows? Maybe one day this technology can put an end to wars worldwide. Radio signals. In 1898, Tesla received a patent for remote control technology and publicly demonstrated the first working model of a remotely controlled robot. Tesla proved that wireless control was possible. This invention can be considered the birth of robotics. He also exhibited the radio-controlled remote-controlled boat at the electrical exhibition held at Madison Square Garden, stating that there was a unique interest in remote control compared to his other inventions. People at the time often couldn't predict how they would react to such innovative inventions by Tesla. Some viewers believed that Tesla controlled the boat with his mind. But in reality, Tesla was using the controls in a small box in his hand to control it. Tesla's patent described the first device to receive signals using wireless remote control and operate with an internal battery. Tesla saw this technology as applicable not only to boats but to all vehicles and other mechanisms or robots. While presenting his invention, he stated that with this technology, a few people could remotely control hundreds of ships or another mechanism. However, journalists interpreted these statements in their own way and asked Tesla whether a boat could be submerged in water and carry weapons. This question disturbed Tesla, who was against everything related to war. He emphasized that the purpose of his technology was to facilitate human labor and transfer laborious tasks to robots. Unfortunately, this invention of Tesla was a very advanced technology for that period, and the audience could not fully grasp the practicality of this invention. Ozone generator. In 1903, Tesla was in a hopeless situation when John Morgan refused to provide further funding for his inventions. But he wanted to regain his reputation and told Morgan that he intended to bring to market a special device that the world would use. In 1906, Tesla founded the Tesla Ozone Company and patented the first portable ozone generator in America. This device was designed to help purify the air in enclosed spaces. In the early 1900s, there were growing health concerns due to smoke from burning large amounts of coal. While city dwellers could not control outdoor air pollution, they were looking for ways to reduce this pollution indoors. Tesla's generator promised to solve this problem by ozonating the air and making it antiseptic. However, it was later realized that this device could actually be dangerous to humans by increasing ozone in enclosed spaces. Today, similar generators are banned for home use in the US and are only allowed for certain industrial applications. However, some people still misleadingly present ozone therapy as an effective method for treating some diseases. In 1913, Tesla claimed that one day he would be observed flying from New York to Colorado Springs. After the Wright brothers' first flight, many scientists and inventors, including Edison and Einstein, were working on their own flying vehicle designs. Many eccentric aircraft designs were patented in the early 20th century. In 1928, 72-year-old Nikola Tesla received his last patent, entitled Air Transportation. This flying vehicle had an innovative design that combined the features of a helicopter and an airplane. Tesla's design was a box-shaped vehicle with tiltable propellers and wings. The planned weight of the device was 363 kilograms, and it had the capacity to take off from any point, a garage or a roof. With a planned cost of $1,000, this invention could be the forerunner of the modern tiltrotor aircraft or vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. However, Tesla did not have the funding to bring this project to life. Supersonic airships. In 1919, Nikola Tesla pushed the technological boundaries of the time by presenting the idea of a supersonic airship that would operate using wireless power transmission. The supersonic airship was based on the principles of wireless energy transmission and was said to be able to fly at a speed that seemed like a dream to many at the time. Although this design did not seem feasible in the early 20th century, it shows that Tesla was constantly coming up with innovative ideas for the future. After Tesla's death, controversy over his documents became a major topic in the world of science and technology. The FBI and other government agencies believed that Tesla's work had potential value in terms of war and national security. This has led to legends that some of Tesla's documents may have been stolen. Beam weapons attracted great interest in both the East and the West after World War II. The fact that Tesla's work in this field was examined by the Soviet Union and the United States shows how his ideas were evaluated by the great powers of the post-war period. The Soviet Union's interest in beam weapons research and Nikita Khrushchev's statements on the subject can be seen as a reflection of the Cold War arms race. The United States' covert work in this area is of a similar nature. Nikola Tesla came up with many innovative ideas that pushed the boundaries of technology in the early 20th century. His work has been met with great interest in the world of science and technology, both in his time and afterwards. What do you think about these magnificent ideas envisioned at that time? Share it with us. See you later.